Okay, welcome back to the introductory videos of the W5 lap ukuleles. This one is about why it works as it does and tiny little bit of theory behind it. You probably know what a 1-4-5 song is. It's the most common chord structure in popular music. It's based on using the first, fourth, and fifth chords in the chord scale, as well as their relative minors. Since the instrument is tuned to open C or open C seventh, strumming open is your one chord. This one I've got just tuned to open C, not C seventh, but works either way. So your open is your one chord, which in this case is a C. It's the same as if you strummed the 4-3-2 strings on a ukulele and didn't hit the first string, you'd have an open C. The 4 chord is up on the 5th fret. It's an F. 5 chord G is on the 7th fret. If you don't know about relative minors, look them up or look up the circle of fifths and learn about those. But the relative minors in the key of C, you have C, relative minor is A minor. You have your 4 chord of F, your relative minor is a D minor, and you have G as your 5 chord, and the relative minor is E minor. Once again, if you didn't watch the first video, the black bars at 4, 5, 12 and such are your majors, and your red bars, in this case because it's a red lap uke, are your minors, the 2, 3, and 6 minor. Now, a little bit about what chords you are actually playing. Majors, minors, and sevenths, as well as most other chords, share the same root note and fifth note of a scale. Strings 5, 4, 3, 2 of this are tuned C, G, C, G, which is the first and the fifth notes of the C major scale. In addition, right now I have this one tuned to a full C major rather than a C seventh, like the other video was talking about. So it's actually tuned C, G, C, G, C. So if you strum it, you get a nice full C chord. At least your brain thinks it's getting that. But the third is missing. Well, what's a major triad? It's the first, third, and fifth of a scale. The minor chord triad is the first, a flat third, and fifth of a scale. The dominant seventh is first, third, fifth, and flat seventh. The minor seventh is first, flat third, fifth, flat seventh, but they all share the first and fifth notes. So if you're playing those, you get that rock and roll power chord. Your brain and the context of what you're playing work together to make everything sound proper. When you tune the first string to a B flat, you are just lowering that first string from a C, because you already have 2 C's in the tuning. You're lowering it down to the flat seventh. That makes up the dominant seventh chord. A little aside here, you should always look at all the chords in a song before you play it. For a number of reasons. You want to look for difficult chord changes, that sort of thing. But in this case, since there's no difficult chord changes and every chord is played just with the bar, you want to see what kind of chords are in it. So if you come across a song that has no sevenths at all, then you can tune that first string back up to a C and not worry about what you saw in the other video where you want to mute that B flat string to avoid hitting it when you don't want it. Okay. Now let's talk about the minor. You're technically playing the same power chord when you're playing a minor here. But again, the context of the song and your brain work together to make it sound like a minor when it should sound like a minor. In addition, if you're playing only the 5, 4, 3 lowest pitched strings, the subconscious, I think, considers going from a full major to a low string as a minor chord. And let me demonstrate that for you. So I'm going to play G major, an F major, then an E minor, then a D minor. So it's a descending run in the chord scale. So here we go. So it sort of sounds like major, major, minor, minor, major again, right? See, the chord scale goes major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, then diminished seventh, and then back to the root of number 1 again, up an octave. So that's playing in the key of C. But what if you want to play in another key? Well, instead of having a myriad of left-hand positions you have to learn, you simply have to get accustomed to the pattern of intervals on the neck and move them all up. So I'm going to give you an example. So I'm going to play a little bit of Otis Redding's Sitting on the Dock of the Bay. First I'm going to play it in C. Sitting in the morning sun, I'll be sitting when the evening comes, watching the ships roll in, then I'll watch them roll away again. I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the time roll away. Sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. So I can handle that, but it feels low to me. So I'm going to shift it up to D. So all you have to do now, once you get accustomed to the intervals that are indicated by the fret markers, you just move that entire thing up. So I'm going to move it up 2 frets from C to D. C, C sharp, D. So I'm going to start on the 2nd fret now and do it again. Sitting in the morning sun, I'll be sitting when the evening comes, watching the ships roll in, then I'll watch them roll away again. So a little bit easier on my voice. What if I want to take it up just a little more, just a half step more? That would be E flat. How often do you play E flat on the ukulele? Well, if you're in a group, you probably never, because nobody else is doing that. But if you're playing solo, maybe E flat's a good singing range for you, a good singing key for you. So I'll take it up to the 3rd fret, do the same thing. Sitting in the morning sun, I'll be sitting when the evening comes, watching the ships roll in, then I'll watch them roll away again. That's actually much better for my particular voice. Once you get this simple pattern down of the fret markers, you can play in any key. The only thing you'll have to remember is once you get up to 12, everything starts over again. So if you had a song that you were starting very high and it took you up to the 14th fret, you could play the 2nd fret. because the open and the 12th fret are the same. So the 2nd and the 14th fret are the same. But I don't want to confuse you. You'll learn that in just experimenting with it and having fun. But anyway, there's a couple of videos here of me just playing and singing. I do Sitting on the Dock of the Bay, and I do Paul McCartney's early song called Every Night, which is a very dominant 7 heavy song, so you can hear how that works. Once again, for more information, please go to www.playuke.net, and I am hoping to have a few more of these available and to do a formal introduction at the Reno Ukulele Festival this October, back at the Nugget. So all for now, thanks for watching, and I hope to see a lot of you soon in Reno, if not sooner.